style T20 tournament. And of course, we're up now to match number two. Match number two this afternoon, and it looks very much as we would get off to an on-time start. Just about 2 minutes schedule for the start. The Saffron Strikers coming up against Ginger Generals. Saffron Strikers, Ginger General. Let's quickly go through the lineup of both teams. So, Ryan John, that's Saffron Strikers, Kem Charles, Samara Fraser, Mikel Joseph, Lyndon Lawrence, Sherman Lewis, Alex Moses, John Olive, Jensen Phillip, Nkosi Sentile, and Laurie Williams. That's the lineup for Saffron Strikers. Ginger General, Roland Cato, Webel Benjamin, Renald Charles, Larry Edwards, Michael Fraser, Keon George, Anil Matthew, Daniel McDonald, Neilon Pascal, Sunil Narayan, and Nicholas Redhead. That's the lineup for the Dream11 Spice T20 match number 14. Two teams, Saffron Strikers and Ginger General.
Yes, and the conditions are a bit gloomy, but I do believe that we will certainly have the 20 overs bowl in this game. We now see that the fielders are in place. Toss won by Saffron Strikers, and they elected to bat, and we haven't been seeing that happening regularly, where the captain who wins the toss bat first, but they have decided to take first strike.
Yes, so they've decided to take first strike, and the opening pair in Nkosi Sentile and Lyndon Lawrence, and Lawrence will be taking strike. Both players are aggressive by nature. So here's the first delivery. Screen ball by Larry Edward. He is in now to bowl to Lawrence. Just about there now on bowls. And Lawrence is getting one down the leg side, looking to turn it. Doesn't make contact. And the keeper didn't do very well behind the stumps either. Didn't gather very well. The total goes to 1. They're now off the mark.
Yeah, well, actually, it's signal wide there. Bounce in and go down the leg side. The batsman looking to turn made no contact. The keeper didn't collect.
So here is a delivery that is coming into the right-handed batsman. Was looking to make room, but he found himself rather cramped. Good bowling there by Lowry Edwards, 2 without loss.
Yeah, and Lawrence, who had a good inning last game, he averaged of 40 at a 64 not out, so certainly had a good knock last game.
Edward to bowl to Lennon Lawrence, who smacks that beautiful shot through extra cover for 4. Well, it was just slightly short. It wasn't necessarily a bad delivery, but short enough for him to go onto the back foot and pull a little bit outside the leg stump, went up on the toes. Had to have a bit of skill to play that, and he did it very well. 4 runs to Saint-Hilaire, who's off the mark, and the total has gone to 6 without loss.
Yeah, good shot play there. He really stood up, and he really had to give himself room, get on top of it, and played it between that mid-off and extra cover, and went down to the boundary for 4.
Edward turns just down behind square on the leg side, would get a single. Is Saint-Hilaire. One was just about hip height and got inside the line and just used a little bit of the tide down to backward square. He's now gone on to 5. The total has moved on to 7 without loss, brings Lawrence now into strike. Here he is now. Moving in is Edward. He's just about there now, passing the umpire, round the wicket, and he bowls, and the ball wraps him on the pad, looking to turn it behind square on the leg side. Doesn't make contact. Keeper comes in very quickly from behind the stumps, picks up.
Yeah, and Edwards just pushing it through, just like to push it into the pad. Lawrence making no contact, looking to turn on the onside.
One again that is pushed through and can do no more, Lawrence, but to turn it out on the onside. The bowler ran around very quickly and covered very well, preventing the batsman from crossing for the single. Here, what should be the final delivery of the first over, bowled by Edward. He's in now and bowls to Lawrence. Lawrence is off the back foot, but can't beat the squarish cover. The over comes to an end. I thought this was a very good over there, bowled by by Edwards. Sort of mix it up a bit. Few of them that he just pushed through a little faster. Had the batsman thinking. Didn't give the ball too much air so that they could dance down the track and lift over the infield. So after 1 over, 7 runs on the board. Lawrence is yet to score and St. Hilaire 5.
Yeah, good over by Edwards. He pushed it through, as you said, tried to keep things very tight. Really tried to avoid giving the batsman room. That shot by St. Hilaire, he really had to give himself room and played it well through the offside. But good start by Larry Edwards, first over. Just conceded 7 runs.
Yeah, good start. Well done. So, from the far end, Nilon Pascal will bowl, and that's the end he tends to like bowling from. I don't think we have a strong breeze, really. The breeze has subsided quite a bit, so as to how much movement he's going to get away from the batsman, we'll have to wait and see. St. Hilaire looks around. He sees that there is a third man, backward point, extra cover in the mid-off as Pascal comes in and bowls, and he is in defense, pushes the ball up to mid-on. They've got to hurry, and just manages to get there, but that was very close indeed. He wasn't really striding quickly. That was an error on the part of the batsman, and the fielder saw that there was an opportunity while he was just ambling down the track. Now look at that. That was casual running. It really was not he wasn't stretching. Look at how he's running, and then managed to just stride home when he saw that he was in a bit of trouble.
Yeah, I think Benjamin, the fielder there, would have given up thinking it was an easy single and realized that they were just ambling down.
Pascal to bowl to Lawrence. Lawrence comes forward, pushes the ball out on the offside. No aggressive intention. Ball was right up. Might have been a slow one too,
yeah.
And could do no more. Couldn't go through the line of the ball because it didn't come on to him. Good bowling here by Pascal, using his skill and his experience to good measure. As he goes back rather pensive, turns from the top of his mark from the area that he likes bowling from, the far end. In now to bowl to Lawrence. Lawrence is down the track, hits that in the air. That goes over the long on area. Would it go into the boundary? No, it stopped. And the return comes into the non-strikers and they get 2.
Yeah, short delivery by Pascal and just hit over the mid-on, which is just on the edge of the circle. And it didn't get hold of it, so as it dropped, he really stopped. And he picked up 2 runs. But again, good condition for the bowling of Pascal, who really swings the ball away from the right-handed batsman. And he's certainly probably going to relish this condition to bowl in.
Yes, turns again and begins to move into bowl once more to Lawrence, who is opening the face of the bat, glides it down to third man, will get a comfortable single down to third man, and so 1 more to his total. Well, he's now gone on to 3. The total moves on to 11 without loss.
Yeah, quiet start for Saffron strikers. We are into the second over, 11 without loss. And Pascal, who would have really bowled aggressively yesterday in that game. A very exciting over bowling against the
As is Pascal moving in now to bowl. Sort of squared him up. Well bowled. Pitched up. Just about maybe middle stump, and he was looking, maybe for a moment looked as though he was in 2 minds. And then just opened the face of the bat and glided it down to squarish cover.
Yeah, good delivery. It's stayed down a bit, and the batsman really had to get down on it and push it to that cover point region. Another good delivery by Pascal.
Pascal so far none for 4. Just a 1 delivery left in the over. He's brought in the third man. That's Redhead. He's in now and bowls outside the off stump. Dropped that backward point. That was short and it was cut down to backward point. And it was travelling rather quickly, I dare say, but that catch really should have been taken and spilled. So the batsman, I think they had time to cross for the single as the over comes to an end. He would be very disappointed in that. And so at the end of 2, it's 12 without loss.
Yeah, a bad miss there. This one was short. It's straight to the fielder who really got both hands hit and was not able to hold on. So a bad miss there. Pascal in his first over really should have picked up that wicket, but it has been a good over, and really he would be disappointed not being able to pick up that wicket.
Right, so Pascal, just 5 runs coming off the over, but it wasn't a splendid over, it was. Saffron strikers, they won the toss and decided to bat 12 without loss. 2 overs gone, and it will be Redhead, who was doing service down at third man during the last over, will move in to bowl to Saint Hilaire.
And Pascal would have, again, yesterday's game, his first over, there were 2 chances dropped. Atenes was dropped behind the wicket, and then there was another catch drop in the outfield, so pretty unlucky in his first over.
Redhead to Saint Hilaire, who hits that in the air. The ball goes down to third man, the catch is going to be taken. No, he dropped it. Oh my golly, that was a sitter. I think even the Queen of England would have made that rather easy, but he dropped the catch. And the batsman had time to cross for the single. Now he had sufficient time to get under it. Look at it there, coming down rather easily into his grasp, and out it went.
Yeah.
Well.
Yeah, bad miss there. I think he had to really. It was a dolly. He had all the time in the world, and I think he misjudged it. He seemingly didn't even get to it, and dropped the catch.
The batsman did cross for 1. Lyndon Lawrence faces up now to Redhead. Redhead is hitting him on the helmet, did he? I think he might have been hit on the helmet.
Yes, hit on the helmet. The short delivery, I think he was beaten for pace, looking to pull really. And he was slow into that shot, and it really rushed him, hit somewhere on the helmet.
Yeah, it rushed onto him. We've had a couple of players who have been hit. Micah Narayan in the previous match was hit on the helmet. Oh, that hit him right on the peak of the helmet. That was close, too close for comfort. Anyhow, let's say all is well that ends well. They're looking at the helmet to see whether there are any fracture to it. Usually, as Dr. Christopher has just come out and just attending to him, would do the usual formalities to check his equilibrium. He's going to look at the eyes. He's going to ask him, how many fingers am I showing you? Those are the little questions that would come up. And when he thinks, if he thinks that he is not groggy and his equilibrium is fine, then he's going to advise him to continue.
Well, he certainly has a lot of work to do in this tournament so far. We have seen the physio, Mario Christopher, they have in the commentary really regularly in this game. Quite a number of players have been hit in the helmet, and it probably says something to probably the quality of wicket that we are playing on. Not to say that there's any danger in the wicket. I think that in this case, Lawrence was beaten by the pace and looking to pull. And the batsman will take chances in this sort of game. I'm probably going to try to play shot not in the correct position. You're looking to play the shot, you want to know that probably if you miss this shot, you miss the ball, they're going to miss you. And again, he was looking to pull, hit somewhere over mid-wicket, backward square, forward square.
Yeah, but he didn't get inside the line. And that's so very important. Well, Redhead would move into bowl to Lawrence again. And Lawrence turns it nicely with great composure down behind square on the leg side. Thought about a single. Actually, Nkosi St. Hilaire was meandering down the track and was quite wisely sent back by Lawrence. Total remains on 13 without loss. The good hookers tend to get inside the line.
And that certainly is the correct way to hook. When you inside the line and you play the shot, if you misses it, it's supposed to miss you also.
That's right. But some deliveries are so fast, come onto you with such rapidity, it's not always easy to get out of the way. Here, once more is Redhead in now and bows to Lawrence. Lawrence is hitting that through the mid-wicket area. That's going to go all the way for 4. Well, he came forward and drove that, and it went between the mid-wicket and mid-on, and it went very quickly across the turf. Down the track he came, advanced and hit it just over at the head of the mid-wicket fielder, down to the boundary for 4. So Lawrence has gone on to 7, And the total has moved on to 17 without loss.
Yeah.
Over number 3.
Yeah, Lawrence, he using his feet and trying to get it on the volley and hit it just to the right of that mid-wicket fielder and went to the boundary for 4.
Red head to Lawrence. Lawrence is advancing. Turns it neatly behind square. That's going to go all the way for 4. Now, that was a lovely shot. It was a touch shot, really. Just down the leg side. And he used the wrist and used the angle very well. That's right. You could see the wrist work. Clipped it off the pads. And it went down to the boundary for 4. So 2 consecutive 4s hit there by Lawrence. He's gone on to double figures. He's 11. It's 21 without loss.
Yeah, good shot. Redhead saw him coming and just tried to bowl it into the pads. But Lawrence was really equal to it as he came and he just clipped it and passed that fielder at backward square, short fine leg. And the square leg on fielder on the boundary had no chance as it reached down to the boundary for 4.
If he had missed, he would have been out leg before. No question about that. Saffron strikers 21 without loss. Here is Redhead once more in and bowls to Lawrence. Lawrence is advancing down the track and pulls that down to the deep mid-wicket area. That's going to go just a few bounces into the boundary. 4 runs now confirmed by the umpire. So he has been treated rather harshly here. Nicholas Redhead. Short inside he went and just hooked it, pulled it rather, down to backward square. Total has now moved on to 25 without loss, 3 overs gone.
Yeah, superb shot there by Lawrence. Again, this was trained down the leg, that shot, and he came back and really hit it confidently over the short fine leg. And still did very well in that over, Lawrence, after being hit with the first delivery. Still able to pick up, there were 13 runs in the over. Last 3 deliveries going for 3 4s. 25 without loss after 3 overs, and certainly this have been better overs for strikers. This really have been a better over. So Lawrence 15 from 11, Sentinel 8 from 7. They will feel a bit more confident after this over.
Yeah, they certainly will. But a platform has been set here by St. Hilaire and Lawrence as the new bowler is Reynolds Charles will move in to bowl to St. Hilaire, who is coming forward and lifting that. That's a lovely hit. That's going to go over the boundary. No, just inside. Pull back. They will come back for the second no. Decide against it. Just a 1. I thought they should have ran the first run quickly. Maybe not as quickly as they should and cold. And they settled for 1. So 1 more to Nikosi. St. Hilaire's gone to 9. Total has moved on to 26 without loss. Lawrence comes in to strike. Charles.
Yeah, and a bit of a bad run in there. Really, there should have been 2 runs. This was hit high over the mid-off area. Mid-off had to run back, and the ball dropped and it stopped just inside the boundary. And really, they should have got back for 2.
I agree. It's important to run very quickly. You've got to be aggressive when you're running, regardless of the version of the game. So Charles, left arm orthodox, would move in over the wicket. There now on bowls, and he's driving. That's Lawrence. Thought about a single, then decided against it. He sent Nikosi St. Hilaire back. St. Hilaire was coming for the single, and of course it is Lawrence's call because the ball will be going behind the back of St. Hilaire. So that's the right authentic thing to do. Sent him back. Charles once more moves in, bowls, and to this delivery is turned just to the left of the square leg umpire. They've gone for 1. Will come back for the second as the return is on the ram to the keeper's end, and the batsman had time to cross for 2 more. So 2 more to Lawrence. He's now gone on. He's travelling along. He's gone to 17, and the total has moved on to 28 without loss. As Charles again bowls in the air, that's going to be taken, cut at mid-off. Second attempt. Well, Cato. It looked as though he was in trouble because he went after the catch, sort of just parried it, and then on the second attempt made a desperate effort to ensure that it didn't fall to the ground. Marvelous in the end, really marvelous. Still had the frame of mind to go for it on the second attempt. And so Lawrence goes, cut Cato of the bowling of Charles. He's gone for 17. Saffron strikers, they're now 27 for 1.
Yeah, good catch by Cato. This ball was hit firmly down to that mid-off area, and Keto really had to move quickly to get into the position. But Lawrence would be disappointed. Really, it's a short delivery, and probably could have. There were so many areas he could have hit that ball. But looking for power, was just able to hit it down to that man, Keto, who was at mid-off or extra cover deep. And he really had to really react quickly to take that catch.
Yes, and he certainly did. Yeah, it was traveling rather quickly. So Renald Charles has picked up one for 3 of 4 deliveries so far, 25 for 1. Mikel Joseph comes into strike, the new batsman. He's going to be taking strike. Here is Renald Charles in and bowls. That's pitched up, driven up to mid-off. Cato runs around rather quickly, but can't prevent the batsman from crossing for the single. So he's off the mark. Joseph, he's gone to 1. Brings St. Hilaire into strike, who's on 9. Saffron strikers 29 for 1. As it's once more Renald Charles would move into bowl to St. Hilaire. He's 9. It's not been a quick going by St. Hilaire, just 8 deliveries for his 9 runs. He's there now and bowls, and St. Hilaire is hitting that in the air. Somebody's going to take the catch down at long on. Another wicket falls. Another one goes, caught down there on the long on boundary. And Daniel McDonald coming across rather smartly and took what turned out to be a simple catch, as one hand on the bat was off, and that's the reason he didn't really get the power that he wanted. So Saffron strikers, they've lost another wicket, 29 for 2.
Yeah, good catch by McDonald. He had to move from long on to long off and really came across it quickly, got in a good position and really took a beautiful catch. He made it look very simple. Again, looking to drive, and certainly didn't get to the pitch of it, and the ball not coming through, and it seems as though the spinners is just beginning to give the ball a bit more air, and he had to reach for it and was only able to get it down to that long off area, and McDonald completed a very good catch.
Well, when in the end actually his right hand, I think, was off the bat, so he didn't get the kind of power that he wanted. So, well, Nkosi St. Hilaire has just been dismissed. Caught Daniel McDonald of the bowling of Renald Charles for 9. John Oliver's come to the crease now, and 4 overs gone, so the power play, just 29 runs coming off the power play, as Michael Fraser is now hailed into the attack, and he'll be bowling immediately to the new batsman in John Olive.
Yeah, they were hoping that Olive is going to play this sort of inning that's really going to give them a sort of platform.
So here is Fraser moving in now to bowl to Olive, who is getting a delivery outside the Austin that he hits down to the deep cover position, and they will get just a single, as Wavell Benjamin had to cover grounds maybe about 20 yards to his left. Got a very accommodating bounce in the end, and prevented the batsman from going back for the second run. So just a 1 there to Olive. He's off the mark. The total has gone to 30 for 2. Brings Michael Joseph now into strike. Michael Joseph facing up to Michael Fraser. Hits that in the air. Now that's gone really high in the air. Somebody is settling under it. The catch is dropped. Oh my golly. So Neelan Pascal feeling down at long on. That should have been taken. It wasn't the most difficult catch in the world. Admittedly, it was really spiraling high in the air, but he settled under it, and in the end, he dropped the catch.
Yeah, bad miss by Pascal. You could see the disappointment on his face. And that ball went high up into the air. Again, the batsman had to reach for it, and he had all the time in the world, as you see, settle under it there, settle under it, and really had to stretch at the end, and a bad miss by Pascal.
They got 2. Here is Joseph facing up to Fraser, and he's coming forward, just pushes it on the onside, gets what would be his 4th run, and the total has moved on now to 33 for 2, brings Olive now into strike.
We have seen some simple catches dropped there, and really Pascal, you could see him show his disappointment. Catches that should be taken.
Here is once more Fraser is in and bowls to Olive. Olive is pulling that high and hard over the mid wicket area. That's gone for 6.
Good shot.
Rocked on the back foot, pulled it over the boundary line.
Yeah, confident shot. Really, it was short delivery and really give it the full treatment and would have hit that probably a good 20 yards over the boundary.
That was big. Good hit. 39 for 2. Oliver's gone to 7. Here is once more Fraser in. Bowls. And he lifts that over the mid-wicket area again. That's another boundary. Well, this time just inside, waiting for confirmation. Yes, 4 runs. Lifted it. It was coming into him. And he swung through the line. And that went down to the mid-wicket area again. Down to the boundary for 4. So that's another fine shot there by John Olive, who's gone to 11 into double figures. It's now 43 for 2. Fraser again will go in to bowl to Olive. Here he is passing the umpire and bowls, and Olive looking to cut that outside the off stump. Doesn't make contact. They will in fact go through for what would be confirmed by the umpire as a bye. That's right. He holds up his hands and waves to the scorer as if to say, well, please take note, a bye. So 1 more to the total is now gone to 44. 44 for 2. And we're now at the halfway stage of the innings. 5 overs gone. Joseph is not out 4. John Olive is 11. And with the run rate being 8.80, Raphael, they probably will want to get it up to maybe the 10 mark.
Yeah, most certainly. But Fraser would be very disappointed in that over. And you could see the disappointment in him after that over. The keeper there just missing or not collecting that ball properly, giving a bye, and then we had a catch being dropped by Pascal. So he can consider himself a little bit unlucky in this over.
Yes, do agree with you. The catching hasn't been particularly good. I think we've seen quite a few that were missed. Here is the 6th over coming up as that ball is hit back past the bowler very quickly indeed. The bowler was seeking to turn that into a catch, that Reynolds Charles, but it was struck very hard by Olive down to long on, and they get a single.
Yeah,
so Olive has gone to 12. Sorry, Raphael?
Yeah, actually seemed to go through the hand of the bowler, but it was hit very, very hard.
Delivery that is tucked down to the deep forward square position as Redhead comes off the boundary, sends a good return to the keeper. Had to just come forward a bit, but it's the kind of return that a keeper would appreciate. Total moves on by 1 to 46 for 2. Olive comes back into strike. Here is a delivery outside the off stump that is hit down to the deep cover boundary. That's a full toss, and that's gone all the way. That's 6 runs. Just waiting for the umpire to signal. He's saying it's 6 runs, and in fact it's a no ball. Right, that's in terms of height. The umpire says, hey, that was too high. It was a full toss above the waist, and he lifted it over the cover area down to the boundary for 6, and he has another ball. He has to face up to a free hit now.
Yeah, good shot by Olive. It was a bad delivery, full and wide of the off stump, and he got on it and hit it really sweetly over cover, and the cover fielder just looked at it over his head.
Charles to Olive. Olive swings that down to the backward square. A Redhead comes off the boundary. They thought about the second, decided against it. The service by Redhead to the keeper was not bad. The ball dropping just before he got to him was a swift return, but the batsman had time to cross for 1. Olive now goes to 19. Total goes to 54 for 2. As it's once more Charles to bowl to Joseph. Joseph hits that through mid-wicket area down to the boundary, 4 runs. It was a full toss, got the treatment it deserved, and bisected the long on and the deep mid-wicket, and it went down to the boundary for 4. So Joseph now gets into the action. He's gone to 9, and the total beginning to race ahead now is 58 for 2.
Yes, and certainly the run rate goes up to 10.24. Bad delivery there, and given the right treatment, hit down to that wide long on position, beating the field at long on at mid-wicket.
So it's Charles. Reynolds Charles moves in to bowl to Joseph. Joseph is lifting that in the air. That's going. It's still going. It's gone. That's 6 runs. That's a huge hit. Over 100 yards. What a big hit that was. It was a half volley, and he jumped into a massive hit, lifted it, went right under it, and you can see him putting all the muscles into that one and heaved it over wideish long on. He got sick. That was a marvelous shot. He's gone to 15. It's 64 for 2.
Yeah, that's a massive hit, and certainly look from where we sit here, go just probably over 100 yards. We went on the top part of the bottom stand, and really it's a really good hit, confident shot. And quickly we see the run rate almost go up to 11 as Joseph coming into his zone. We have seen him play this sort of inning before, and really the strikers will be happy to see him.
Charles to Joseph, tugs that down to the mid-wicket area. They will get one. Are they going to come back for the second? No, they decide against it. Quite wisely too. The return comes into the keeper. They get one. So the over comes to an end. That was a big over. And, well, Reynolds' quota has come to an end. 2 for 25 of 2, but he picked up 2 important wickets. And Saffron strikers, well, they're beginning to gallop along now at 65 for 2. Mikel Joseph is 16. Olive is 19. And the run rate right now, 10.83.
Yeah, good over for Saffron strikers, 65 for 2. And we just had 6 overs, so still 4 overs to go, and I think they would feel a lot happier after the last 2 overs.
Well, it'll be Redhead, right? He'll be coming in. Bowled just a 1 over for 13, brought back into the attack. He'll be bowling to Mikel Joseph. Here he is now, brushing past the umpire in a very lovely approach. Bowls. That's down the leg side, and that swung around down to the deep backward square area. That's gone a long way for 6.
Beautiful shot by Joseph. He picked it up shortish down the leg side, and he swiveled around and hit it over backward square, and just went over the rope for 6.
Well, to tell you the truth, it wasn't necessarily a bad delivery. It's just that his reaction to the ball, Mikel Joseph, was so fast, so swift, rocked onto the back foot rather quickly and lifted it over the deep backward square area, and it went to the boundary, over the boundary line for 6. He's gone to 22, 72 for 2. Here is Redhead once more. He's in now and bowls to Joseph. Joseph comes forward and turns the ball up to long on. Will get a comfortable single. Pascal comes off the boundary. Also return to the non-strikers, and they decided to go back for the second. And they got it quite comfortably too. Well, maybe they saw that Pascal, maybe not the swiftest mover on the field, and noticed that he wasn't really attacking the ball, decided to come back for the second run. I thought that was good running.
Yeah, very good positive running by Joseph, and Olive were spotted very quickly and came back for the second run, and they made it very easy.
Yeah, once more is Nicholas Redhead turns. Such a beautiful approach he's got now there, and bowls to Joseph. Joseph pulls that down to the deep backward square area. This time he won't be able to go past the fielder. The return comes in. He gets just a single. He's gone to the quarter century mark. He's gone to 25. Total has moved on to 74 for 2. John Olive, who's been sort of watching from the non-strikers end, comes to face up to Redhead now, who goes back. Not very happy, I believe. His body language suggests that it's Redhead with his performance, but turns just at the top of the circle and begins to move in to bowl to Olive. Olive is hitting that over extra cover. The ball goes down to the sweeper position, would get a comfortable single, 1 more to his total. Olive, he's moved on now to 20. So a good partnership here between these two. Total has moved on to the 3/4 century mark. It's now 75 for 2.
Yeah, and they are so far put on 46. Really is a good partnership in quick time.
Yes, field rather spread with 4 fielders on the boundary riding as Redhead is in now and bowls and is tugged down to long on. Pascal goes after it. Joseph and Olive coming back for the second run. He had to make quite a great deal of coverage, Pascal, across to his right, maybe about 30 yards, and the batsman had time to rush back for the second run. 2 more to Joseph, who's gone to 27, 77 for 2.
Yeah, and the ball was traveling very slowly, bouncing, so he had to move to his right and he had to run in. So really, the batsman had time to come back for 2 there, and really it was done easily.
Redhead again in to bowl to Joseph. there now and bowls, and Joseph hits that in the air. This is gonna go all the way. Yes, it's gonna go, and that's another 6. Well, he hit that inside out, got to the inside of the ball, and lifted it high and imperiously over the deep extra cover area. It goes for 4. I'm sure that Red wouldn't be happy at all with this performance. None for 31 of 2. And at the end of 7 overs, Saffron strikers, they're 83 for 2. 83 for 2. And Mikel Joseph has really motored on to 33.
Yeah, and Redhead going for 18 runs in that over. What was a good shot? It was over pitch, but kind of into the pad, and he gave himself room and was able to get enough power to hit it over long off. And he rushes to 33 from 12 deliveries. Olive 20 from 8. And Redhead first over going for 18.
Yeah.
Second over.
Yeah, it turned out to be pretty expensive, wasn't it? So, well, none for 31 of 2. And there is a bowling change from the top end, as Olive, well, a lot would depend upon these two. Daniel McDonald would move in now to bowl, and he swings that, looking to swing that down to deep mid wicket. Doesn't make contact. The ball cannons into the pad, goes out on the offside. Keeper from behind the stumps just came around, picked it up, and sends it back to the bowler. Here is a delivery that this time he gets bat to ball and tugs it down to the deep mid wicket boundary and gets a single. So he is moved by 1, John Olive, to 21. Maybe looking to hit the ball a little bit too hard in those last 2 deliveries.
Yeah, and just dragging it a bit. It would have been a better option to try to hit straight. But he looking to probably clear the mid wicket and just drag it, pull it around.
33 is Joseph, who is taking stride. He's really batted very well. Here is McDonald outside the off stump, backing away is Mikel Joseph, looking to spang that through the offside. Doesn't make contact. Collected behind the stumps. Still 84 for 2, as once more McDonald is in and bowls, and that's a glorious hit. That's a straight, wonderful hit, straight down the ground, and just by my description should tell you it's gone all the way. Confirmed now by the umpire. That's 6 runs. He's gone to 39, and it's 90 for 2.
Yeah, lovely shot, and the benefit of hitting straight. It was pitch up outside the off stump, just outside the off stump, and he hit straight and went over long off for 6. A really good looking shot here.
Wonderful innings by Mikel Joseph. I think it's the best innings I've seen him played. Here he is once more moving in his Daniel McDonald bowls, and he is looking to swing that down to backward square. Does not make the kind of contact that he wanted. The ball is going to just beat the fielder into the boundary. Is that Fraser? And they will in fact get 4 runs. Was it? Signal by the umpire, 4 runs. I really was looking at the battle between Fraser and the ball, and it just managed to beat him over the boundary line. So 4 more to Joseph, who has now gone on to 39. Total has gone to 95. Here is a delivery that is hit down to the deep mid wicket area, and the catch has been taken, hasn't it? Yes, but he took the catch so nonchalantly down there on the ball. That's Wavell Benjamin who took the catch. Let's look at it again. Yeah, it was easy like Sunday morning. He made it look as easy as ever. So good catch there by Benjamin, and he has to depart. So another wicket has fallen. The total now 95 for 3, as he has just departed. That's Mikel Joseph. Benjamin of Bowling of McDonald has gone for 39. 15 balls for his 39 runs, and had 1 4 and 4 sixes.
Yeah, very good. Played a very good hand. That 95 for 3, and still in the 8 over. I think in terms of the run rate, really in a good position, and Joseph really played a good hand, and just was not able to get his ball to get over the long on fielder in Benjamin, who settled on it and took a rather easy catch.
The batsman did cross, so John Olive will be taking strike. Ryan John has come out to join him. Here is a delivery that is hit down to long on. They've hustled for one. They're going to come back for the second. They've got to hurry. The return comes into the non-striker's end. And there is an appeal to the umpire as to whether he is out or not. The bowler seemed very confident indeed. The index finger of the umpire did not go up, did it? No, it didn't go up. So some measure of disappointment on the part of the players. Let's look at it. Oh, it was close. Very tight. And you probably can't really fault the umpire there for giving not out.
Yeah, it was a pretty close one. Difficult. I mean, this is a decision that you had to go to the third umpire, see the replay, but really it was close.
Oh, we're just looking at it there.
And in this situation,
Yes.
you must give the benefit of the doubt to the batsman when you're not sure. But this is why, the replay and the third umpire is so important in a situation like this.
Yes, just looking at it here. We don't have we don't have the sort of facilities to bring it right down to see exactly what happened. We don't have the lights on the bails or the stumps, as the case may be. So I thought it was good umpiring in the end. Ryan John will be facing up to Larry Edward. Just the third man in, backward point. Cover right back on the boundary, extra cover, a little extended, just outside the circle. And long off, long on, as he moves in now to bowl to Ryan John, who comes forward and just pushes the ball out square up the wicket on the offside and gets his first run. So he's off the mark. He's on one. The total is just creeping to that 100 mark. It's 98 for 3. We're in over number 9. Bowled here by Larry Edward. He's in now and bowls to Olive. Olive is getting onto the back foot and just late dabs it and gets a single. Just waited until the very last minute, just as the ball was about to go into the keeper's grasp, and just nudged it down to third man, got a single. It's gone to 24, 99 for 3. So the 100 looming just ahead as Larry Edwards moves in. With the second over, he's in now and bowls outside the off stump. Ryan John comes forward and hits the ball out to cover, gets a comfortable single. So this has been good bowling by Larry Edwards. None for 10 so far of 1.3 overs, so he could feel very happy with his production so far. He's in now and bowls outside the off stump and looking to drive. Doesn't make the kind of contact that he wanted. The ball goes into the glove of the keeper. Looking at the bowler, Larry Edwards, as if wasn't happy about something. Anyhow, he goes back. All is well that ends well, they say. 100 is on the board. 100 for 3. Here he moves in again. Edward in and bowls. That's lifted down over the long off boundary. Fraser really couldn't do anything about that. He stood and watched helplessly as it flew over his head. That's a beautiful hit there by Olive. Just got inside the line and hit it nicely over the wideish long off boundary. And that's 606 for 3, and Oliver's gone to 30.
Yeah, good shot. He didn't try to hit it too hard, but got into position and made it easy when in position and timed it sweetly, and it went over mid-off for 6.
Yeah, once was Edward in, wayward delivery outside the off stump. Thought for a fleeting moment that the umpire would have called a wide. I think Olive is not very happy with what he did there. He probably said, hey, I should have taken the opportunity to half cut, half slash that one. The over comes to an end. 8-16 from his 2 overs, Larry Edwards. It's 106 for 3, 9 overs gone. The current run rate being 11.78, which means Rafael, the last over coming up, and they would want these Saffron strikers to be as productive as possible.
Yeah, most definitely. They'll want to keep the run rate at least 11 or 12 in the last over, and probably get up to 120, which has been proven is pretty challenging. Ryan John, we haven't seen the best of Ryan John as yet. Certainly he would want to take a full advantage in this last over from Pascal, but certainly they are veterans. They are players who have played at the highest level, and Pascal will use all his experience coming in for the last over.
So John, who of course would use his experience too, in this last over. Two batsmen who can really thump the ball in John and Olive. So John taps away at the crease, looks up and sees that Pascal is bustling past the umpire and bowls to this delivery. He is lifting that over the mid-wicket area. That's a fine shot. It's going to go all the way. That's 6 runs. Right up on the toes. He came forward, didn't want to hit that on the ground, lifted it, went right underneath it and lifted it handsomely over mid-wicket. He's got 6. That was a lovely shot. He's gone to 8. It's 112 for 3.
Yes, superb shot by Ryan John. I think Pascal maybe tried a slow ball to bring it right up.
Pascal to bowl to John. John is driving that back past the bowler very hard down the ground. Would get a single. Takes his total now to 9. 113 now for 3. Brings Olive into strike. Olive 30, 15 balls, 3 sixes, 1 4. Already in the process. Turns from the top of his mark is Neelan Pascal. Moves in now to bowl to Olive. Olive gets a wayward delivery outside the arse stump. It's going to be caught. Has a catch been taken? Has it been taken?
Yeah,
if it has been taken by Cato, then it has to be an absolutely marvelous catch. Well, so he walks away, which means that it was taken. Let's look at it. It was a very interesting dismissal. Let's look at the catch. Well, that was inches from the ground. Absolutely marvelous. He claimed the catch. And so that's the end of John Olive. Caught brilliantly by Cato of the bowling of Pascal. But the thing about the ball was short, it was wide, it was a slow one. And he went after it.
Well, he could have allowed it to go. It would have been called a wide, very wide. But last over, you're looking to get as much runs as possible. But good catch taken by Cato. He had to move forward and just dive before the ball touched the ground and came up with a good catch.
Yeah, brilliant. Really brilliant. Sherman Lewis has come in to replace the batsman. He will in fact get 2 runs here. First delivery, slow one up, tugged it down to a deep forward square and gets a comfortable 2 runs. So he's off the mark immediately. That's Sherman Lewis. Total has gone to 115 for 4. Lewis is 2. So just 2 more deliveries remaining in the innings, in this over and the innings. Bowled by Pascal. 1 for 14 so far. Moves in now and bowls to Lewis. Short delivery outside the arm. They go to for a signal and he has missed it. The keeper also too missed it. I thought that the right thing was to do was to throw at his end, but decided to go to the non-striker's end.
Yes, probably would have been a better bet to go to the striker's end.
Yes, Ryan John might have been struggling. So here's the final delivery in this innings. Saffron strikers, they've got a good total here, 116 for 4. Ryan John will be taking strike. Here he is, moves in Pascal to bowl to John, who is off the back foot, hits that. That's a fine shot. That's gone all the way for 6. Shot outside the arse stump, and he rocked on the back foot and heaved it over extra cover, and it went spiraling very fast. Good elevation. 6 runs. What a wonderful way to climax the innings. And John turns out 15 not out of 5 deliveries. Lewis 2. It's 122 for 4, 122 for 4, and that's gonna be quite a challenging total.
Yeah, well, certainly short delivery by Pascal and really Ryan John played a good shot, and I think this is the way you want to finish an inning. The end at 122 for 4, which means that at 122 is the highest runs being scored, I think, in the tournament so far. So it therefore means Ginger Generals will really have to score the highest amount of runs to win this particular game. It was a good batting display. I think the run rate right through was good, and certainly at 122 for 4, I think they would feel good that they have been able to get up to that sort of score.
Yeah, that's right. I think from the context of the match and the competition, 122 for 4, that's a pretty big total. Let's just go through the scorecard for you. Well, Lawrence was Cato brilliantly caught on the second attempt of the bowling of Charles, went for 17 of 14 balls, Three fours he hit at his 16-minute stay at the crease. Nicosi St-Hilaire was Scott MacDonald of the bowling of Charles. He went for 9. Mikel Joseph, a wonderful innings of 39 before he was caught by Wavell Benjamin of the bowling of Daniel MacDonald. He faced only 15 balls, 18 minutes at the crease, had 4 sixes and 1 4. John Olive was caught Cato, again a brilliant catch, dive into his left of the bowling of Pascal. He went for 30, had 3 sixes and 1 4. Ryan John not out 15, played a little cameo himself of only 5 balls, and Sherman Lewis not out 2 of 2 balls. 122 for 4, 122 for 4. The extras were 10, 2 byes, 7 wides, 1 no ball. In terms of the bowling for Ginger Generals, Larry Edwards, 2 overs, none for 16. Pascal, 1 for 20 of 2. Nicholas Redhead, a bit expensive, none for 31 of 2. Ronald Charles, 2 for 25 of 2. Michael Fraser, just a 1 over for 14 runs. And Daniel MacDonald, 1 for 14. None for 14, that's Michael Fraser, and Daniel MacDonald, 1 for 14 of 1. So Saffron strikers, they got up to 122 for 4, 122 for 4. Ginger Generals, they will have to chase down 123 for victory. Can they make it? They have to score at about 12.20. We all will have to wait and see. So until it's time to join for the Ginger Generals reply, maybe you can have some lunch or some tea, or maybe have a quiet word and some little bit of humor, whatever you want to do meanwhile. And then we'll bring you the Ginger Generals innings. And welcome back here at the National Stadium. So we're going to have the reply by the Ginger General, of course, in this Dream 11 Spice Isle T20 tournament. And this is day number 5 and match number 13 taking place. This is the penultimate match of the day. We had a little bit of a weather situation a little earlier on, and we've just been corrected by Rapel Crony. It's match number 14. Did I get it right, Rapel? You got it right, I got it wrong.
Match number 14, you're right.
So the Saffron strikers will be there trying to restrict the General. 123 for 4 they made, Saffron strikers. And so the Ginger Generals obviously have to get 123 for the victory target. It is a pretty decent total, big total, you'd want to put it that way.
Well, it's actually the biggest total made by any team thus far, and it will take a bit of batting by the Ginger Generals. And I just say Keto, who is the captain of the team, really will have to come to the party today.
Here is Sherman Lewis with the first deliveries in now, and balls to Benjamin. Benjamin gets a delivery that's confirmed being a wide by the umpire. That one was pounded into the ground, and that just took off, and the umpire also suggesting that it was one for the over. So Ginger Generals, they're off the mark. Wavell Benjamin taking strike. The non-striker is Keon George. Here's Sherman Lewis in, bowls outside the off stump and just pats the ball. Benjamin out there to cover. No aggressive intention. Looked a little uncertain about it though, but he got off the mark. He's gone to 1, brings Keon George into strike. Remembering the victory target is 123. 123. Take quite a bit of asking to get there. 59 balls to get to that 121 remaining runs.
Yes, they will certainly need to get off the quick start. Benjamin, we know, can hit the ball well, and he would be hoping to really get off to a good start. Keon George, who really has the ability to play well, we know his ability. So it will be important for the opening pair to set a sort of platform. So when people like Roland Keto comes in,
right,
will be able to push on.
So it will be Keon George, facing up to Sherman Lewis. Here he is now with a pretty long approach in and both to George. George has a big swish of that outside the off stump. Wide signal by the umpire.
So a really poor shot by George. This ball was outside the off stump going forward, and he tried to hit that somewhere between mid wicket and square leg.
It just looks as though he didn't even look at the ball. It was so wide, and he was so far away from the ball. So he turns once more. Is Lewis in dark conditions, in now to bowl to George. George is turning that up on the onside, just to the left of the square leg umpire, and they get a comfortable single. So he's off the mark, is George, and Wavell Benjamin, who is 1. So both batsmen on 1. Benjamin comes into strike. Of course, both batsmen are of contrasting handedness. Benjamin, the right-hander. Keon George, who leans on his bat down striker's end, he's the left-hander. As Lewis, who is a right-hander, moves in to bowl to Benjamin, who is lifting that over long on. Somebody's going back for the catch. The catch is taken, in fact. For a moment, it looked as though it was going to go over his head, but it went very high in the air. And the fielder, Moses, at mid-on, extended mid-on, took what turned out to be a simple catch. Looked as though the ball was going to go further than that. And so he's caught there at mid-on, just outside the circle by Moses. And so the Ginger Generals, in their quest for 123, they've lost the first wicket as Wavell Benjamin goes, cut Alex Moses of the bowling of Sherman Lewis. He's gone for 1, and the Ginger Generals, they're already in trouble. They're 4 for 1.
Yeah, very good start by Saffron strikers. Good delivery by Lewis. I think it was a slow delivery, and he was looking really for the big hit to get the maximum, and really didn't get hold of it because I think he played a bit too early and hit it down to mid on. Where Moses took a very simple catch. But interesting to see that Sherman Lewis, most experienced of the fast bowlers, is opening the attack. We would have seen in previous game where Lewis and Ryan John will come on very late. So they're really taking this game very, very seriously.
Lewis is in now to bowl to George. George is off the back foot and cuts the ball down to third man, gets a single. Well, didn't look to play that so hard, but I thought he played it rather skillfully. Just got over the top of the ball, opened the face of the bat, which was the natural thing that the left-hander would do, and just ran it nicely down to third man. Got his second run. The total has moved on to 5 without loss. Field changing over now to accommodate the right-handed Roland Cato, who had 2 good catches in his fielding and would want to do something special in his batting. Here is Lewis in now and bowls to Cato. Cato is coming forward and turns it just to the right of the square leg umpire. Would get a comfortable single. 1 to his total. He's just gotten off the mark. Kian George, who is 2, comes into strike. Total has moved on to 6 for 1. 6 for 1. Over bowled by Lewis, as pointed out there by Raphael Crony. By and large, he has been bowling first or second change. Now he is right up at the top, which I think is the correct thing to do. Kian George will face up, taps away at the crease. Left-handed batsman from Wester Hall in St. David. Here he is once more. Is Lewis in bowls to George. George gets an absolute beauty. One that bounced on him and could do no more, just sort of stiffened him up a bit, this George, as he sought maybe just to push the ball in front of him, but the ball rushed past the blade and the over comes to an end. There's been a very good economic over by Lewis, just the 6 runs coming from his over, and he got the prize wicket of Wavell Benjamin.
Yeah, very good start by Sherman Lewis. I think he bowled with some pace in this particular over. His first delivery was wide, but was a ball that was lifting outside the off stump. The last delivery there really was a good one to Keon George as he came forward. It left him, and really it's good to see him opening the bowling and certainly delivering some of the deliveries that you know that he can bowl. He's a bowler that moves the ball around, and certainly is sort of start that Saffron strikers would have wanted. Picking up the first wicket. Wavell Benjamin, we know also his ability, can be very attacking and can score very quickly. Being able to remove him, I think would be pleased with his first over.
Laurie Williams, who's had a good tournament so far, maybe would want to do something rather special here for his team. Moves in from the far end, left arm round the wicket, in now and bowls. The ball comes into the right-handed Cato, who can do no more than push the ball out in front of him on the offside. The bowler rather quickly moving on his follow-through, picked the ball up, not supported by any of the close-in fieldsmen, thought that he could do it himself, and he moves in again. Is Williams in now and bowls, and Cato comes forward. They go for a very quick single. They've got to hurry. The ball on his follow-through in Williams, not picking up cleanly. I think they may have gotten there at the end because they really took off very fast. They were very alert, and they came through for the single quickly. So 1 more to Cato, who's now gone on to 2, and the total is pushed on to 7 for 1, brings the left-handed George now into strike.
Yeah, we'll be happy if they could just pick up singles and not hit the boundary. But again, good bowling by Laurie Williams. With the exception of the last game, I think he would have bowled well through the series so far.
Keeper standing up. Williams in bowls. George hits that in the air. Somebody's going under it. The catch is going to be taken. As simple as that. So George goes, not having the best tournament at all. He was looking to hit that over long on. Didn't really get the bat as well onto that as he was like. Look at it. He did in fact lose his body shape. And the catch taken there at mid-on, and
Yeah, what a
That's
simple catch taken there
to
by
Philip.
Philip.
That's right.
Yeah, George really was in no position. He just stood up and swung nowhere to the pitch of that delivery and just went up in the air. And Philip, who was at mid-on, just had to wait under it and took a simple catch. And really the sort of start that Saffron strikers would have needed, picking up 2 early wickets, 7 for 2 in the second over.
Yes, so George gone for 2. Caught Jensen Phillip, the bowling of Laurie Williams. Cato remains on 2. Anil Matthew has now come out to join him. And here is Williams, who has really bowled very well. Moves in now to bowl to Cato. And Cato is slashing that outside the off stump. Good shot, but hit it sort of hard into the ground. Couldn't pierce that offside field. There is a short third man, backward point, extra cover, mid-off. So a good range of fielders in the offside cordon as Laurie Williams once more in now and bowls to Cato. Cato is cramped by an absolute beauty that jagged back into him. That was a great delivery. He saw it outside the off stump and the ball was not going to go away with the angle. Rather, it came into Cato and cramped him.
Yeah, good delivery. We have seen in bowl history, and yeah, was able to get some bunks and really had Cato in all sort of trouble.
Williams again to bowl to Cato. Cato is getting one that is onto the pad, onto the leg stump, and looking to turn it with the tide. Doesn't make contact. The ball cannons into the pad and goes just behind square on the leg side. The over comes to an end. Good bowling there by Laurie Williams. Just a 1 run coming off his over. Picked up an important wicket, the wicket of Keon George, who was caught by Jensen Phillip down at mid-on rather. So Cato is 2. Matthew is going to be taking strike. He's yet to score. And the Generals, they're going after a victory target of 123. They're 7 for 2.
Yeah, good over by Williams. You could see him look really pleased with that over. But it's a sort of condition that his style of bowling, he will do well. And we see him getting a lot of movements. The ball coming back into the right hand. The last delivery, again, probably just pitch more between middle and leg and taking on the pad and going there on side. But you can see he's really getting the ball to move. And certainly he would probably use this condition to his advantage.
Yes, just the kind of conditions that he would like. If he can get a little bit of swing in the air, and after the ball pitch, he would have a bit of lateral movement. We'd want to see him, however, if being able to take the ball away from the right-handed batsman. That would make him even more dangerous. Here is Kem Charles, bowls, and they would scamper single, and the return hitting the wicket at the non-striker's end. Leg by, confirmed by the umpire, the ball brushing the pad and going out on the offside. So 1 more to the total. Extras have now got to 3. So there are 2 wides and 1 leg by as Cato comes into strike. He's on 2. It's early days, but I think the Generals will have to increase the tempo. Here is Charles in, bowls to Cato. Cato hits that hard and hits his non-striker on the shoulder. Oh, that was coming so very quickly. Matthew wasn't able to come out of the path of the ball. I think he hit him somewhere on the shoulder. Look how powerful the shot really was. It's coming back at him very quickly. Has little time to take evasive action. And just gets it on the shoulder. Oh, danger in these T20 games. 9 for 2. Here is Charles in, bowls to Matthew. Matthew is off the back foot and hits the ball down to the long off position. Will get a single. And the total has now gone into double figures. It's now 10 for 2, and Matthew is off the mark. Well, there was danger there, wasn't there?
Well, certainly was, and he didn't pass far from the helmet. We see a number of players already being hit on the helmet while batting, and this one just missed his helmet.
Charles to Cato, and Cato is off the back foot, looking to cut wide, signaled by the umpire. That was too far outside the off stump. In fact, Cato had to stretch to get there. And Lawrence collecting behind the stump, still 11 for 2. Cato faces up to Charles, and to this delivery he is again looking to cut, but that one is so far outside the off stump, can't make contact. Good keeping there by Lawrence behind the stumps. Wide signal, 1 more to the total, 12 for 2. Charles again guilty of bowling 2 wide successively in. Bowls to Cato. Cato is off the back foot. Ball just maybe about the off stump, looking to tug that down between the mid wicket and mid on, but succeeds in getting it just to mid on. Dot ball. Charles again moves in to bowl to Cato. Lot depends on Cato here. Bowls, and Cato is looking to hit that down to long off. Gets there, in fact. Ball meanders down to the long off fielder. Single results in the process. He's now gone into 4. Anil Matthew now comes in to strike. It's gone to 13 for 2.
Yeah, it's been a good over so far by Kem Charles. Already pick up 6 wickets in the tournament.
There is Charles in now. Bowls to Anil Matthew, who is coming forward. The ball peels off the outer portion of the bat and would get a single as the ball goes out to squarish cover. So the over comes to an end. Good over there by Charles. Just the 6 runs coming off the over. 14 for 2, 3 gone. And just to remind you, the last batsman to go was George, was caught. Jensen Phillip of the bowling of Lewis. He went for 2. It's 14 for 2. And the magic total is 123.
Yeah, quite a long way to go. 109 is required from 42 deliveries. Kem Charles continue to keep things very tight and just going for 6 runs in his first over. He would have picked up a 4 wicket in 1 inning. Average of so far 8.17, having 6 wickets in the tournament.
Good performance. Laurie William will have bowled from the Northern Odabo, and they've taken out the mid-wicket fielder, short mid-wicket, and he's gone into the backward point area. Laurie William in now and bowls, and he's wrapped on the pad. There's an appeal for leg before, not given out by the umpire. Well, that must have been very close there for Anil Matthew. Might have been, I don't know if it was sinking down the leg side, but yeah, it was close.
I think it's a good decision. Again, that ball is cutting into the right-handed batsman and staying down a bit.
Here once more is Williams in now and bowls to Matthew. Matthew is coming forward and plays the ball back to the bowler, who gets a good accommodating bounce. Ball just lobbed out for him after it hit into the ground. And Laurie Williams will be very happy with the services that he's provided so far for his team as he goes back from the top of his mark. Not a long approach shot, but very consistent. In now and bowls to Matthew. Matthew is driving that, gets it down to long on, will get what would be his 3rd run. And the throw comes into the non-striker's end. So 1 more to Matthew's gone to 3, as I said. Roland Cato, who's got some challenges. Now he's faced 9 balls for his 4 runs, and that's rather slow. He's got to pick the tempo up. Here is Williams in and bowls to Cato. Cato is outside the arm, hits that. That's a beautiful shot. Just a 1 bounce into the boundary. They did go all the way. Yes, it went all the way. Maybe just going over the boundary line. Let's look at the shot outside the arm stump. He pulled away, went down on 1 knee, and he lifted. It was quite a stunning shot, and it went over the boundary line for 6.
Yeah, superb shot by Cato. Again, given some room by this delivery from Williams, and his right knee got on the ground and really hit it up over point.
Williams to Cato. Cato, I think he's dropped. He was looking to run that down to 3rd man. Ball might have taken just a very thin outside edge, and of course the keeper standing up. Any little deflection could be problematic for the keeper. So that's one of the disadvantages of standing up.
Well, just by the expression out there, just look at how it came off the edge. You see the disappointment the fielders are wrong.
Williams to Cato. Cato is off the back foot. There is a appeal for cut behind. Gone this time. Good catch by Lyndon Lawrence. He was looking to cut that behind point. The edge taken. So Cato goes after seemingly was missed the first time, and that delivery went away. Beautifully bowled. I think he set him up well, looking for it to come back into him. This one just seemed to go away slightly off the seam, and so Cato goes. Caught Lawrence of the bowling of Williams. He has gone for 10, 12 balls. If it's just 12 balls, beg your pardon, and a lovely 6 that he hit over extra cover, and he goes back rather crestfallen, disconsolately. And Ginger General, they're in trouble now. They're 21 for 3.
Yeah, excellent bowling by Laurie Williams, finishing with two 2 for 8 and really have been able to move the ball along. We have been bringing the ball into the bat, but this one was left Keto, and Keto again looking to exploit the offside, to hit over the square, the cover region, get a top edge, and it was a good catch taken by Lawrence, because it really, you could see a thick edge he got, and Lawrence, who was keeping up, took a very good catch.
Yes, well, Laurie Williams 2 overs, got 2 for 8. I just loved the fact that he brought the ball away from the batsman this time rather than getting it to jag into him. It was well bowled, beautifully bowled. Larry Edwards, the new batsman, but Matthew's going to be taking strike. That was the final delivery in that over. And it will be Kem Charles, who's had a good first over, none for 6. He's going to move into bowl to Matthew. Matthew, tall batsman, just being very meticulous about the field place. Third man, backward point, sweep on the boundary, cover, conventional. Then the long off is going to be pulled a little wider. Long on, right back on the boundary, as he's in is Charles to bowl to Matthew, who tucks the ball down to long on, and they will in fact get a single. So one more to Matthew, who's gone on to 4, and the total is pushed on to 22 for 3, brings Edwards into strike.
It really have been a good bowling display by Saffron strikers. Edwards would want to really show some of what he's made of in terms of his batting. Better known for his bowling. A left-handed player from St. Lucia, one of the overseas player.
Larry Edwards, who comes forward and pushes it out on the offside, thought about a single, and realized that Ryan John was coming in very quickly, sent back by Matthew. Total remains on 22 for 3, as it's once more Charles moving in now and bowls to this delivery. Edward comes forward and pushes it out again to mid-off. This time the bowler ran around very quickly, prevented any thoughts about a single. Total remains on 22 for 3. The run rate is 4.89. Here he is again once more. Is Charles bowls, and a big heave-ho there by Edward. Didn't make contact, and the keeper, Lawrence, who had a good catch the previous over, collecting behind the stumps. Here once more is Charles in now and bowls, and to this delivery, he's wrapped him on the pad. There's an appeal for leg before they go to for a very quick single. They get it. The umpire would suggest that it's a leg by, now confirmed. So extras have now moved on to 6, and the total has pushed on to 23 for 3. Matthew now comes into strike. Here is Charles. Would move in right arm round the wicket, and will bowl now to Matthew, who pulls that ball down to the mid-wicket area, bisects the two fieldsmen, one at the straightish deep mid-wicket and the square leg down to the boundary for 4. That was a good hit, and he's now pushed on to 8. Fine shot. The total has gone to 27 for 3.
Yeah, good shot by Matthew. This is one of the bad deliveries bowl by Kem Charles as he concluded his second over. Only went for 11, so certainly you had 2 good overs. But I think Matthew really was played a very good shot, being bogged down, but yet was able to pick up that short delivery and hit it through mid-wicket. The fielders on the boundary really didn't have a chance as the ball sped across the surface.
So Ryan John now called into the attack, and he is going to get ready to bowl to Larry Edwards.
But certainly it has been really tough going for the Ginger Journalists. I think all the bowlers would have bowled well. Sherman Lewis, who started off. Then we saw the bowling of Laurie Williams, who really has impressed with his style and the movement he has been getting. And Kem Charles coming on bowl really 2 tight overs. Really have been tough going for the Ginger Journalists.
Really, that's true, and they require 96 from 30. They have to score a lot of runs per over to get there. So here is John moving in now to bowl to Edward, who is getting a Yorker-like delivery. Comes down rather heavily on it, pushes the ball out to straightish mid wicket. Will get a comfortable single. That's Edward. He's now off the mark on 1. Matthew is on 8 of 8 deliveries, so he's at exactly 100 as his scoring rate. Comes into strike. John, tall cricketer, nicely built for a fast bowler. Not that he is that fast, but he's got the kind of height and the kind of shoulder that fast bowlers would like to have. Begins to move in to bowl to Matthew. He is passing the umpire now and bowls to Matthew. Matthew is coming forward and looking to drive. Feet not really sufficiently across, and the ball beating the pushing blade. Lawrence collects behind the stumps. Total remains on 28 for 3.
Yeah, good line by John, and his intention really is bringing the ball right up to the bat. And Matthew Day looking to play on the offside, the ball leaving the right-handed batsman.
Here is John in once more and bowls, and a Yorker-like delivery that he pushes down to long on rather, and gets a single. So one more to Anil Matthews, now gone on to 9, 29 for 3. Laurie Edwards now comes into strike. John goes back, rather pensive, turns from the top of his mark, will begin to move in, round the wicket now to a bowl to Edward. Edward is tugging that ball, drives, French cut, and that goes down to the boundary for 4. Well, he was looking to hit that somewhere through the offside. It took the bottom edge, on the edge, and went past the keeper, who didn't have the remotest of chance to cut it off, and it sped its way quickly behind the keeper down to the boundary for 4. So Edwards, a little streakily there, has gone on to 5, and the total, all the threes, 33 for 3.
Well, I think he was looking for the same result, looking to drive. Fortunately for him, it came off the bottom edge and just past the off stump, it seemed, and went down to long leg for 4.
Here is John moving in again to bowl to Edward. Edward is looking to drive, and no way to the pitch of the ball. Look at where his left foot is, pointing towards mid-on. Obviously not in the position to hit that ball through the offside. You've got to get your feet close to the pitch of the ball, and he certainly was really unorthodox in his approach there. Here is John once more in now and bowls, and Edward is looking to hit that, but he plays around the ball and he's comprehensively bowled. Looking to play across the line of the ball, and the off stump has been pushed back, and so Laurie Edward goes comprehensively bowled there by Ryan John. He's gone for 5. It's now 33 for 4.
Yeah, good bowling by Ryan John. Certainly that ball was right up to Larry Edwards, and we have seen him in the over previously that he was looking to swing, but again was not moving his feet, and this one right up, and he was probably looking to hit somewhere through square leg, hitting across the line of the ball and missing it and really crash into the stump. It really have been good bowling by, as we see the replay there, looking to hit across. And we have seen the benefit of hitting straight. Certainly it would have been a better option to play straight, but Saffron strikers continue to take control of this game. We have seen the 6th over concluded. It's 33 for 4, still requiring 90 runs from 24 deliveries, but certainly it has been a really good bowling performance by Saffron strikers. As a welcome Ali developed.
Yeah, thank you. They have been on spot on. Quite a number of Yorkers and well bowled deliveries, causing the side to struggle a bit to get the runs.
John Olive pick up the attack bowl, short delivery, hit down to square leg. This going to run into the boundary for 4. Matthews just getting on top of this one and swinging it down to square leg, which is vacant. and he picked up a well-deserved 4. He moves to 13 from 11 deliveries. It's 37 for 4. We are in over number 7 as for this right up from Olive, push down to the field at long on, and probably should have been looking to get 2 there. Field at long on had to do some running to his right, but they settled for 1. Daniel McDonald comes in to strike, replaces Larry Edward. 38 for 4. John Olive in his first over. As we see Ryan John, the captain, in cover, just making some adjustment, pushing the third man fine, backward point fine, short third man, cover point. John is at cover as Olive bowl and just want to swing to past the square leg fielder, and it goes down to the boundary for 4. Again, I don't think it's a shot he intended to play, but again, coming off the inside edge here, and we just going past that backward square and go down to the boundary for 4.
Yeah, he had an almighty swing. Of course, the run rate is, they need some 81 more, so he had to go at it, and he did.
And this one is he's swinging down to a good shot, and that goes over the fence for 6. That's just to the right of the left of the long on, and really went over the rope for 6. Good shot, really pulling from outside the off stump, but had enough on it to get it over the ropes. There's 6 more as Olive, and slower delivery, played down to cover, and they gone for 1. They're going to come look for 2, and there's 2 easy runs. As the cover fielder, they had to do some running. So really good positive batting by McDonald. He's on 12 from 3 deliveries. Score 50 for 4. And John Olive so far going for 17 in his first over, as he's up to the wicket now, bowl, and this one is hit. Lovely shot, hit over mid wicket and went for a big 6. Really good time in the as Olive pitched up, and McDonald lifted it nicely over mid wicket, and he went for a beautifully hit 6.
Just what the doctor orders. 6 or 7 needed of just 18 deliveries, and a very expensive over there from Olive, 23 runs. He was sort of not on line or linked. He bowled all over the place, and the batters at this stage swinging at everything, made contact, quite a few, and very expensive over.
Well, 67 from 18 delivery. You know what 1 over can transform one's position, but certainly you need 3 big overs, maybe another 2 big overs.
Yes, certainly. They will need more than 1 big over to get to that score, but at least they have started as the first.
Well, the run rate has gone up to 8, and really they would really need to push it up. It's probably the best over in the inning so far. 56 for 4, as we see Sherman Lewis, he's gonna pick up his second over. First over going for 6 runs, picking up 1 wicket. He's coming from this northern end, coming around the wicket to bowl to Matthew. This one is pitched up wide, and wide would be signaled by the umpire. Just a little bit wide there. Lewis a little disappointed, but I think it was the right call by the umpire. Score moves to 57 for 4. 66 requires from 18 delivery. Sherman Lewis had a good first over. Picked up 1 wicket. As he comes around the wicket to bowl to Anil Matthew, and Matthew is looking to swing again. Made no contact again, looking to swing across it, and again the field is set in good field set, because there's a long off and there's a cover on the boundary, and that cover is straightish, and third man on the boundary or backward point on the boundary, a wide third man, and certainly you get the edge. All the tendency will go down to that position. Pitch up again, hit down to that fielder on that backward point region. Having to move to his right, and they go for two, and they're going back for the third run. Just didn't collect it cleanly by the keeper, and the batsman took the opportunity to hustle back for three.
But good running, because the ball didn't deflect much too far from the keeper, and they were able to turn and take a third run.
So Daniel McDonald comes into strike. He had 18 from 4 deliveries. It's 60 for 4. We are in the 8th over. And Captain John, very meticulous in his field placement. He's pushing their backward point really finer to a wide third man position. Lewis continues around the wicket. Ball to Matthew, who drives straight to the cover. Ryan John fields. Didn't attempt to throw, no run. The score remained on 60 for 4. Lewis.
And the run rate now is 25 and over, so it's a lot of hitting.
So far picked up 1 for 10, and this is wide of the off stump, and the umpire signal wide. Again, they seemingly trying a slower delivery, and it just went really wide of the off stump. Lewis in the second over so far, going for 11 runs, but certainly looked better in his bowling today. As he comes around the wicket again, bowl wide of the hit down to long off, really firmly hit, and the fielder really coming around quickly, make the save. So one more. 62 for 4. As Anil Matthew comes into strike. Lewis continues around the wicket as he's up to the wicket to bowl to Matthew. Again, pitch up. Matthew is driving down to mid wicket. Wide long on, and ambles a single. Again, ball right up, and we see that the tendency of the batsman is always to swing across and not really looking to play straight. But the leg side field is I think is well set with the field on the mid wicket boundary. There's a long on which is wide. Probably might have been a better option to play straight. McDonald comes into strike. Again, pitch up outside the off stump, and the umpire signal wide there.
For a fast bowler, that must be telling on him, because that's the third wide in the over.
Yeah. Just looking to keep the ball right up, but just his direction being.
Yeah, his length is okay. His
64 for 4. Lewis wrong the wicket to bowl to McDonald. Again, this is wide, and this is well hit over a backward point. Really good shot by McDonald as he was given the room there, and really slash it over backward point, and it cleared the boundary and went for 6.
But this time he lost both his length and his line, because it was short. It was outside the off. Give him plenty of weight. He swung and got it up the middle of the bat, down to an over backward point for 6.
So Sherman Lewis just ended up with 20. So really he would have, this over is not the sort of over he would have wished for. It's 70 for 4. We have 8 overs completed. So 53 from 12 deliveries, which really looked, well, we cannot say it's impossible, looked very difficult.
Oh yeah, 26 needed per over. Now 2 overs left. That's a lot of batting, a lot of hitting to get to that score.
Ryan John going to bowl his second over, coming from the southern end. He's bowling to Matthew, as he's up to the board to Matthew. Matthew steered this to cover point, and the fielder comes off the boundary and collect 1 run. Olive, it seems that's on that cover boundary. So 1 more to Matthew, who moves to 19 from 16 deliveries. Have been pretty slow going by Matthew. McDonald 25 from 7 deliveries, and McDonald is the one that really put that impetus in the team. Playing a lovely shot over backward point for 6 in the last over. So Ryan John continues over the wicket to bowl to. This is wide of the off stump, and McDonald really, even though he wanted it, he couldn't reach it. Just allowed it to go through.
No, he's too short to reach that. That would have been probably close to wide in any level of cricket.
Yes, certainly. You're right. Too short to reach that delivery. 72 for 4. John so far 1 for 8 as he's up to the wicket and bowled to McDonald, swinging down to long on, and just shot 1 bounce to the fielder down there at long on. So 1 more.
One of the things there you made mention of it. The batsmen are hardly playing straight shots. They are literally swinging at everything, and field is set for that.
John this time going to bowl to Matthew. Full to the bat. This delivery is hit down to backward square for 4. Bad delivery and given the right treatment. The fielder at backward square making an effort, but it was travelling very quickly, and it was through him before he even get down. It's past him.
Well, you know, we have spoken so many times about that with the fine leg in the circle. Once the ball does not go straight, they will have difficulty feeling. But at this stage, I'm not too sure the necessity of bowling slower deliveries. You just need not to bowl deliveries that runs cannot be scored off.
Ryan John once again to bowl to Matthew, and Matthew's back and cutting this one down to backward point on the boundary, and ambles a single. He takes the score to 78. But we made a point. You have the short fine leg in, and you have the backward square in. So really, there was no one on the boundary. I would have thought if one is in, you probably will have 1 out. John to the left-handed McDonald. And this, did you look in the swing again? The short third man moved quickly to his right and stopped this one. And if it didn't stop, certainly would have been another boundary. But good movement. Larry Williams moving really quickly to his right and cutting off what would have been 4. So Matthew comes back into strike. He's on 24 from 18. Ryan John somewhat I wouldn't say missing his run there, but running and stop, and the batsman confused and probably did the right thing, just pulling away. John in his second over so far, 1 for 15. He's up to the wicket to bowl to Matthew. Matthew is hitting this one down to long on. Again, not getting hold of it. Being able to pick up 1 more. So that brings the score on to 80. And John completing his second over. One for 16. And at the end of 9 overs, really, Ali look at the foregone conclusion.
Yeah,
it's 80 for 4.
Yeah, it's all over. They need to have 43. They'll have to bowl quite a bit of extras. And every ball had to be dispatched over the boundary. So it's, it's just a formality now.
It have been tremendous bowling by Saffron strikers. I thought that all the bowlers would have bowled very well. They scored the highest total by any team in the tournament so far, and came out really confidently and started with the ace fast bowler in Sherman Lewis, who would have represented the West Indies team. So they came out really focused and really put on a good bowling performance. Moses it is. from the Southerners. Full toss hit straight back to him. Probably maybe just drop in front. If you get a chance to see that the replay there. Again, Matthew looking to drive and not getting hold of it, but it's a delivery you felt that he should probably put away.
We again had probably had it gone straight. He actually pulled at it. Yeah, it went straight back to the bowler, but he couldn't hold on.
And for this delivery, Matthew is playing down to mid wicket and just amble a single as the fielder comes in. So one more, it's 81, and really we're probably just batting out the final over. No need to try anything.
Besides being the fact that it was the highest scored, the runs scored, it also seemed that it will be the biggest defeat.
So Moses to Matthew. Matthew is swinging this one to mid wicket. The fielder comes around and they're looking for two on there, and just change their mind lately as they were looking to go back for two, and certainly probably would have been in danger of losing another wicket.
I think the ball went much too quick to the fielder to attempt a second run.
82 for 4. Moses. So Matthew, who is swinging this one, goes straight down to the fielder on the boundary, who comes in and take a simple catch. Again, he's looking for the big shot. It probably wasn't necessary at this stage. Looking to swing it over mid wicket, and easy catch taken there. And Matthew going in this final over, going for 26. And Ginger Generals losing the 5th wicket, 82 for 5.
Yeah, well, as we said, it's probably all over. Just exercising his hands, really and truly, because he cannot win. He tried to clear the boundary. Some batters will think that at this stage it's better to bat out and not lose your wicket, but he went for it, couldn't clear the boundary, and so he's out.
So Philip taking that catch on the mid-wicket boundary.
A good catch too. Make it look very simple.
Yeah. So 82 for 5. Just 2 more deliveries. 41 runs needed. And Sulin Narayan, he's going to face his first delivery as Moses into Narayan. And Narayan looking to swing outside the off stump. No. He didn't get a touch taken by the keeper standing right up, Lyndon Lawrence.
He has been getting better in his keeping throughout the tournament.
Well, he has shown he has a good keeper, has kept for the Grenada team for a number of years, and again outside the off stump, made no contact taken by the keeper. So impressive victory here by Cinnamon. By Saffron strikers, really a splendid bowling performance, and they win this game convincingly, 82 for 5 in 10 overs, and really is a well-deserved win. They batted well, score the highest total in the tournament, and really come back and probably the biggest win by any team in the tournament.
Yeah, and I think that they all wrapped it up after the first 3 wickets. The main 3 batters going for on the 20 runs, and I think that had the signal was on then. But as you said, very good bowling. The batters just seemed unable to get the ball off the square, and struggle all the way through to a total of 82. So again, good bowling, very good bowling. They started off well with a key bowler and ended well.
Yeah, convincing win by Saffron strikers. They have now played 5 games and won 3. They really look a happy bunch, as really they played all-round cricket, batted well and also bowled well, and they won by 40 runs, as we say, which is probably the biggest victory by any side. And certainly they would really feel really confident going into the rest of the matches. So we have seen the completion of game number 14. Saffron strikers winning convincingly against Ginger generals, and as such, will give them confidence to go on in the tournament. Well, we do have one more game, Nutmeg Warriors to play Bayleaf Blasters. This game is going to start shortly, as we had some rain earlier today and some delays, but have been able to get through 2 matches. And as we prepare for this game, which is will start really shortly, we're going to take a break now and prepare for a final game, Nutmeg Warriors versus Bayleaf Blasters, which would first start in just about 15 minutes.